Hello everyone, in this video we are just going to discuss about arrays in C language. Let's get started. So now I am just opening the Keel Microvision IDE. And in this Keel Microvision IDE, for creating the project, click on Project, New Microvision Project, and go to the folder where you want to store your project. Let's take it to be, I'm just creating a folder here and I'm just giving the name here to be Pro. You can give any name as per your wish, and here in this first select device for target tab, just type in the microcontroller name to be STM32 6446RE, and you can choose this microcontroller right over here and then click on OK. And in the next manage runtime environment tab, just click on the plus near the CMSys and check this box right over here near the core. And additionally, you just need the startup code required for your microcontroller. For that, click on plus near the device and check this box near the startup. This will provide you the necessary startup code required for ST Microelectronics microcontroller STM32F446RE. In addition to that, just click on the plus near the compiler and plus near the IO under that compiler, and here you just want to check in std out and std in. So these two are necessary for using printf and scanf, and also for viewing the output from your code and getting the input from the user in debug viewer window in Keel Microvision IDE, that we will see later on. So for using that, you just want to check these two checkboxes right over here near the std in and std out, and in this drop down select itm. Here also the same, and click on OK. And that's it. The project has been successfully created, and now we just want to create our own main.c file required for our project. Click on plus right over here the target, and right click on the source group folder and click on add new item to group source group 1. Here in this tab, select the C file, that is .c file, which we are going to create, and give a name for your .c file. Obviously the main.c file is the one which we are going to create, so I am just providing the name to be main and then click on add. Now this is the main.c file. I am just including the standard header as include of stdio.h in my program, and additionally we just want the main function, which is the foremost function which will be executed in every C program. So the usual thing, int of main I am just creating, and since the return type of the main here is int, I am just returning a 0 at the end of main function. So now we can start building our program right over here inside the main function. So in simple terms, arrays are nothing but collection of elements of same data type in contiguous memory location. So arrays are nothing but collection of elements of same data type in contiguous memory location. That is, so let's take an example of declaration of global variables. Char of a is equal to 1, char of b is equal to 2, char of c is equal to 3, char of d is equal to 4. So here I have declared 4 different variables, and char of e, I'm just going to store the result in char of e. So I'm declaring and initializing this variable to 0. So I have declared and defined 5 different variables a, b, c, d, e, and a is having the value 1, b is having the value 2, c is having the value 3, d is having the value 4, and e is having the value 0. So here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add all the variables a plus b plus c plus d, and I'm going to store the result in e variable. And finally I'm just going to print the result, that is the value of e variable. Now when I run this program, so in the memory map window I have went to the address of 0x2000000, that is the starting address of RAM, that is the random access memory of this controller. So when I run this, you can see before executing this addition operation statement, the elements are stored right over here, that is 1, that is a variable, b, c, d, and I am storing the value of the addition of all these variables in the variable e, which is having the value 0, that is right over here. So after this addition, let me execute this. You can see the addition value, that is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 10, that is nothing but hexadecimal a, has been stored right over here, mentioning that e variable is the 5th memory right over here, starting from 20000000 memory location. And when I run further, you can see in the debug serial viewer window, I am getting e is equal to 10 printed. So here in this definition and declaration of these 5 variables, you can clearly see we have declared and defined individual 5 variables named a, b, c, d, e. So in this case, it may not be sure that these variables will be in a continuous memory location, starting from, as we see right over here, it is starting from 20000000, and next variable is located in 20000001. You can see when I move to 0001, it is showing the variable b. When I move to the next, it will be showing me the variable c. When I move to next, it will be d, and when I move to next, it will be e. So it may not be, or it don't have any restriction that it must be available in consequent memory location or contiguous memory location. So this is a point. And also, instead of using various other names for a particular process, what you can do is you can define an array of so and so amount of variables, so that each element of the array will be corresponding to a particular variable. The syntax for declaring an array is return type space variable name, and inside the square braces we just want to provide number of elements. And this is the syntax for declaring and defining an array in your program. So let me just do the same process done right over here, and I'm going to store the result in 5th element of the array. So I'm just declaring an array of name array1, and I'm just going to give the amount to be 5. So this is how you can declare and define an array in C language. So return type, that is the data type of the array, followed by the array name. So array name should be provided as per the variable naming standard that we have already discussed. So you can use the same variable naming concept for naming an array, and following that you just want to provide the amount of elements that the array is holding. And if you want to initialize this array as per this operation done right over here, the first element of the array must be holding the value 1. So for writing that, what you can do is you can write that inside the flower braces 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. So the first element of the array will be loaded with the value 1, second element will be loaded with the value 2, third element will be loaded with the value 3, fourth element will be loaded with the value 4, and fifth element will be loaded with the value 0. And array always starts with 0. That is, the first element of the array will be represented by array 1 of 0. And the second element will be represented by array 1 of 1, which will be having the value 2, and this will be having the value 1 as per our initialization, and array 1 of 2, which is the third element, will be having the value 3, and fourth element of the array 1 of 3 will be having the value 4, and array 1 of 4, that is the fifth element of the array, will be having the value 0. So this is the individual representation of each array element. Array always starts from 0. So this array named array 1 is holding the element numbers or total elements of 5. So it will be always starts from 0 and it will end at 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So totally there are 5 elements in this array, starting from 0 and ending at array number 4. So let me just perform the same addition operation using arrays. I am just going to store the result in array of 4, that is the fifth element. Array 1 of 0 plus array 1 of 1 array 1 of 2, array 1 of 3. That's it. So after the addition operation, I am just going to print the array 1 of 4 variable in the debug serial window. I am just compiling the sketch and I am moving to the debug view of Keil Microvision IDE. And when I run this program, you can see E is equal to 10 has been printed and array 1 of 4 is equal to 10 has been printed. So both are resulting or providing me the result of same, both the operations, except that this operation is done using individual variables and this operation is done using array variables. So this is the difference. And when I move to the memory view, you can see this is A variable, B variable, C variable, D variable, and this is E variable, and following that we are having the array variable, array 1 of 0, 1, 2, 3, and this one is 4. The result has been stored right over here. But the fact is, as we have declared and defined these individual variables in the top, this does not have the necessity to have the variable values in a continuous memory location or in a consequent memory location starting from a particular memory. But when you declare and define an array right over here, this always will be available in contiguous memory location starting from a particular memory. So if you take the first element of this array, that is array 1 of 0, if it is starting from 0x20000005, the next element will be located in the next continuous memory location as per the size of the data type of that variable. That is, since the char data type is holding only 1 bytes in memory, the array 1 of 1 will be located in next consequent byte after the array 1 of 0. Since this array 1 of 0 is located in 20000005, this will be located in 20000006, and array 1 of 2 will be located in 20000007, and array 1 of 3 will be located in 20000008, and array 1 of 4 will be located in 20000009 memory location. So if you declare and define an array of any type, that will be always in a contiguous memory location starting from a particular value in memory. So this is how you can declare and define and use arrays in your C language. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.